You ready?
Are we ever ready?
Nope. Welcome to the Buckhorn Podcast. I'm Martelle, and with me always is Randy. What up, Randy?
Hello.
How you doing?
I am hashtag blessed.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I found out this morning the fourth house we thought we were going to get. We're just looking to rent right now till we can get totally debt free. Found out the fourth one, which we really thought we were going to get and we really liked, is going to another lovely couple. So that sucked.
Back to the drawing board.
But, it's here's the way I see it. It's before Thanksgiving, which you may not be listening to this before Thanksgiving.
No.
But, and you can't tell by Martel's house because I pulled in and saw Christmas lights on the front porch and thought, maybe he's waiting until after Thanksgiving to turn them on. And then I walked in and saw the stockings hung off the counter with care and the nutcrackers with their wide open jaws standing there.
Not my choice.
And all the jingle bells hanging around. And I was like, well, they went full on Christmas on me.
Oh, we're not done.
I know. I can tell.
Well, let me rephrase that. Liz isn't done.
Yeah.
I took the nice day and I put up
the lights outside.
The lights because it was nice out.
Well, yeah, better do it when it's nice.
Right.
That was my thought. I thought we had some nice days. He put them up, but surely they're not decorating for Christmas yet.
Oh, no. Liz.
And then I came inside and
Liz starts decorating for Christmas beginning of November if she can, and it drives me up a wall.
You should just
Christmas music's
when
playing.
she puts stuff up, anytime she leaves, you should take it down and rebox it.
No, because it's not worth it.
No, it's not for you, but it'd be funny for me.
It'd be funny for you. It's not worth it for me.
But I'm doing
because that means I got to put it away twice.
We had a good
or 8 times.
So here's the thing: we're not a religious podcast, but we had a good church service today. And the pastor said something that stuck out to me as I'm realizing we lost the fourth place we really like to move into.
Yeah.
And he said something along the lines, it was somebody he quoted, and he didn't say it was from, but he said, we worship work, meaning most people live to work to make money.
Yep.
Right? We work to play. Obvious. You make money so you can buy things like a cool car and go on vacations. And then it says we play to worship, meaning we don't take our faith seriously.
Yeah.
But the whole thing was just about being thankful. And I was sitting there after hearing that. I got the call because I played both services. I got the call that we didn't get this house. And it was on a farm with 191 acres we were free to roam.
Wow.
The dude had an old blacksmith shop and a wood shop I was free to use. It was a 3-bedroom, had new flooring, new metal roof, new furnace, hot water tank, $700 a month.
That's
stupid cheap, right?
Yeah, that's a good deal.
And this dude, we went and talked to them Thursday night. It was dark out. We were there an hour and a half. They were an older couple. Hey, we love y'all. There's somebody that applied before you, but we really like y'all. We'd like to see you here.
Yeah.
Love the boys. And I got the call right during the second service. And I was like, you know what? I was really bummed, but it got me thinking. And somebody we should probably have on here, and we should give them a show. My cousin Jeffrey, he works for an outreach ministry. So my uncle's church at Como, you go to this church. It was built in like the 1950s, but people would be like putting out their cigarettes as they walk in and stuff. They really open up to the people just coming out of prison, drug addicts. They do AA meetings there and NA, but they also run these ministry houses down on Sullivan, which has the highest rate of prostitution and drugs and crap in Ohio or something like that.
It's my favorite place to go.
And yeah, it's a good way to spend your paycheck.
Yeah.
Right? You work
or
to play.
vacation.
Right. You work to play.
Yeah.
But I was sitting there going, you know what? We have a place. It's an old building we love. We like our landlords. So we're good. And I just got thinking, man, we should look to, I've served there before. Beth and I made a meal for them, and I've went and worked at this place. They open up twice a week. And guys come in that literally, I've never seen people so excited to get a toothbrush or a hat or, dude, we had this huge box somebody donated of like 500 some granola bars. and these guys were going nuts because they were like excited they could take more than one.
Oh, really?
They were just so thankful to be able to, and guys were bringing kids in, like, and then right next door is a women's ministry house that my cousin Taylor runs. And so I was just sitting there thinking, like, man, this time of year, I got a lot to be thankful about. So, you know, I'm hashtag blessed. It's like I'm here with you in your warm house. We're not out in this cold, kind of wet weather. It's not really raining, but
Nah, it's been kind of dreary, though.
it's good. Aside from your Christmas decorations, I'm happy.
Yeah, that's why this room isn't decorated.
This is a Christmas-free zone.
This is a Christmas-free zone until after Thanksgiving, and then even then, it'll still be a Christmas-free zone.
Because Liz don't care about this room.
This room is just a...
People come over, she just closes the door like, don't look in there.
It's a storage facility.
It's a studio.
It's a studio.
Facility.
So I was looking at stuff today, and...
You can't talk about that on the air.
I can. This I can. So I was looking at stuff, and I'm like, you know what? I said some new chairs for the studio would be fantastic.
Okay.
Like,
I mean, I like these.
Great.
I'm comfy.
So I was scrolling through Instagram, and my buddy Dude from Endeavor is down in Nashville, or Nash Vegas, however you want to name it. He's down there for, I think, his wife's birthday. And there's a photo of him and his wife sitting in these two huge high back throne looking like chairs. And I'm like, oh, those would be fantastic for the show. Like Randy and I each have these gigantic throne chairs.
Like Jenna says, every queen needs her throne.
Right.
So we can have ours.
We need ours. So I'm just like, well, shit. All right. Let's start trying to figure out what these are. So I start looking, like, Googling different things like high back throne chairs, high back wing back chairs, king throne chairs. And I came up with, I found them. I found what I'm looking for. We can't afford them because people aren't donating to the show. So it's on you guys that we can't have these nice chairs to sit in.
So
and be
for all 7 of you that listen, give us money for chairs.
Mo started it, and he's gotten us $20 to our $3,200 we need for these chairs.
What we need is we need sad video of Diesel and Sarah McLachlan in the background.
In the arms of an angel.
I will remember you.
So, but these chairs, I looked at Liz, I'm like, and we all know how I pronounce things. My pronunciation is way off.
Pronunciation
is way off. That's right, I said
I went back last night and edited like 3 things because I haven't been keeping up with them. I let you type them out, you post them, and I usually go in like night of and edit them real quick. And I haven't been for like 2 months. And I got through 3 and I was like, screw it. It is what it is.
It is what it is. So I looked at them, I'm like, oh, Liz, what do you think about these for the studio? I said, I don't know how we're going to get them. I said, because they're $1,500 a piece. But
we're not going to get them.
They're called BBQ chairs. And she looks at me and she goes, you're an idiot. I'm like, what do you mean? I said, look at it. I said, bro, BROAQUE. And she's like, no, it's
Baruch.
And I'm like, well, they're Baroque as fuck.
Well, we're Baroque.
I said, and we're Baroque and we're not buying them. So, but I wanted
BBQ. BBQ sounds like a place to get secondhand barbecued meat on the corner of like Parsons and
Brobercues.
Livingston.
It's B-A-R.
Come on down to barbecue.
It's BAROQUE.
Yeah, Baroque.
So I spelled it wrong. I even spelled it wrong. But I'm not looking at anything. So it's Baroque, and I'm like, well, it's barbecue. And she's like, I said BAROQUE, barbecue.
I don't know how you function some days.
She's like, you're an idiot. I'm like, whatever. I said, I don't care.
How do you order at a drive-thru? We should just video you ordering things at a drive-thru.
Can I get the number 1? Can I get the quesadilla?
Oh, man.
With the fajitas?
With the fajita. A chicken fajita.
So, I found an all-black one. So I found
That's
basically...
racist.
I found
an all-black barbecue joint?
Yeah.
Shocker.
I know. So I found
racist.
the same. Basically, it's the same chairs that Dude and his wife were sitting in. One was all black, and it said "naughty" over. There was a sign over top that said "naughty," and the other one was a gold frame with red velvet material.
That sounds hot.
And that one said nice. And I'm like, I found both chairs, but it's going to cost like $1,500 a chair to get them.
Jeez.
I'm like, yeah, never mind.
Red velvet and that little girl's smile.
That's weird.
Yeah, tell that to the mall Santa.
Yeah, no kidding. So, anyway, we need to start planning for our Christmas show.
We do.
Like we did the other year.
The only other year we've done a Christmas show. We're well over a year now.
Yeah, we are. We're
pushing on a year and a half.
We're 70-ish episodes in. I was going to give a number, but it may not be accurate.
We don't know. We don't know when this one will drop.
So, but yeah, we need to start doing, because I found a metal version of Dominic the Donkey. Hee-haw.
We should do, dude, I should get my buddy who's the front man for Liquid 16, Aaron Benner. Dude's been singing like metal music for decades, and we should have him come in and do an all metal Christmas music episode.
That'd be great.
Just throw down.
That would be awesome.
Oh, I'm gonna hit him up today.
We did.
Don't let me forget.
Our last our Christmas episode before was it was like the worst Christmas songs.
Yeah.
So, and we won't be able to do that again because of copyright issues.
Well, I mean, we've done it.
We did it.
Look back to last year.
But back the yesteryear. So,
yeah.
But we won't be able to do that again. We kind of got away with that. Now, I may be able to get away with playing the metal version of Dominic the Donkey.
Dude, we'll just do it. It's fine.
So,
all they can do is tell us to cease and desist, and then we'll sauce and desauced.
Take it down.
As required.
But we'll figure it out. So, anyway, we're going to do a couple tastings today.
If we talk over it, it should be okay, because so Johnny Cash covered the song Hurt by Nine Inch Nails.
Yes.
Very well known. It's one of the last things he ever did before he died.
Yep.
And I was watching video after video just this past week of people who were reviewing that, and a lot of it was people that review like hip hop, and a lot of different people that from different cultures and stuff reviewing this song, but they just kept pausing it or talking over it.
Yeah,
and it was fine.
And that's the thing. So we need to look into it more, because I know
we haven't.
So, and we haven't, but like I know YouTube's cracking down on a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
they're demonetizing. We're not monetized. We don't have enough listeners to be monetized, so I'm not worried about that part. But with our videos
we can't lose what we don't have.
Yeah. With our videos, our shows going out to YouTube, that's the part we need to be careful about, because their algorithm picks up on copywritten music even with us talking over it. Because we did get flagged by Facebook for that episode because of copyrighted music.
Did we really?
We did.
Wow.
But that was when video was getting uploaded to Facebook, and I quit doing that because it wasn't getting any more engagement.
Thanks, Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg. Dick.
Ooh.
Throw down.
Zuckerberger.
I'd sucker punch him.
That was so bad.
I know.
We're so cheesy.
Zucker punch him.
Ooh, but
he's a douche. I hate Facebook. Anyway, so we're going to do some tastings today. We've got 3.
Trace.
So, and we're just going to do some little samples. We've got Old Ezra, number 7. We've got Virgil Kaine High Rye, which we haven't done before.
Okay.
And we've got Blantons.
The Blantons.
Everybody's creme de la creme. They're all looking for it. They're all standing in line.
Trying to find it. You get on a list.
I've got 3 unopened bottles downstairs, and I just discovered that I have some in a flask.
And if you want one, we'll sell it to you for $3,000 so we can get some new chairs.
That's right. If you want a bottle of Blantons, $3,000.
We'll let you pick one of 3 for $3,000.
No, you get one of 2.
You get one of 2 for $3,000.
Because one of them actually is Halloween, 10/31.
Limited.
It's like it's got
that one will sell for
Halloween.
$30,000.
Yeah, that one's got a Halloween date on it. Dump date. Anyway, so I'll get these poured, but while I'm getting those poured, I was going through like my news feeds like I always do, trying to find material for the show. Do you ever watch Formula One?
No.
I know you have, and it's hard to just scroll back through everything that's been sent. So occasionally I watch Formula One, and Formula One is like IndyCar, but they're different, but the same. The cars look the same, everything, but I don't know the difference between them, and I'm not going to put too much effort into it.
Yeah,
but this came up today. The Red Bull DHL team did the world's fastest pit stop.
I have seen this, though. I don't watch it, but I have seen this. It's insane.
This just happened. So you guys probably won't be able to hear this, but the video starts. Car comes into the pit, stops, in, 1, 2, out.
1.82.
1.82 seconds is this pit stop.
And that's
4 tires.
4 tires, fuel.
No, I don't think there's fuel on this.
No, watch. Watch again.
Is there?
I'm pretty sure. Watch the guy with the big giant.
Because you can't really see. I just see 4 tires go in.
No, we got to restart it from the top. I'm pretty sure there's fuel.
Start it back over.
To have the world record, it has to be like complete.
I don't see any fuel.
We got to read. I can't see because of that timer.
That's tire. Come back again.
Yeah, it says 4 tires. Swapping out team broke record.
Scroll down.
Right there. Maybe it is just tires.
I think it's just the 4 tires. But those tires, they just have one nut on each lug.
Right.
It's just done. Except that sound is all the same time.
Yeah, well, it's just tires.
So it's just 4 tires, but still.
I know a year or two ago there was a record set for 4 tires. Because the fuel tanks they have are these giant tubes.
Yeah.
And they hold it, and as soon as it like clicks into the tank, it just...
Yeah,
it's like a bong or something. It just like dumps in. And
gravity
you're done.
bong.
Yeah.
And it dumps like 3 gallons or 5 gallons, whatever it is.
Whatever.
Like, I don't know that it's actually that much that they dump in there. But I saw this, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, 1.82 is to change 4 tires. It's a world record. I mean, that's insanely fast. I can't change 1 tire on a normal car that fast, nor do I know anybody that can. I don't know anybody that can jack up and break loose 4 or 5 lug nuts in 1.82 seconds.
I tried to break loose 6 lug nuts on the FJ doing that same method. We're like, and I smashed the impact gun right into the side of the rim. I'm like, shit. I gave up. I hit, and then as I was pulling out every time I do it, I pull the gun out, and I was stripping a part of the nut off. Like, it's not built for this.
You're so dumb. No, it's not. You're not. Do you know how much there are tools in their team? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what a IndyCar team or a Formula One car team gets paid. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure different positions get paid different levels.
Oh, it's dangerous as hell.
But their tools, the cost, there's no way you're going to do that even close in your garage.
No. I know I wasn't doing
with your Harbor Freight air tool and
your Black & Decker, thank you, from the...
Oh, sorry, your Lowe's bargain bin air tool?
No. These are like 1980s air tools when things were actually made properly.
Back in my day.
So, and then we have, so there's that. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Really cool.
I've got one that I haven't read yet.
Oh,
so
great.
I don't know if we want to get into it, but it's that.
I mean, that's what we do.
It is what we do. I saw it. This is from Bro Bible. And we can talk about this one forever.
Oh, good. I just read the title.
That's all I read. So,
can you read it properly?
Yeah, conspiracy theory claims that climate change activist Greta Thunberg is a time traveler from 1898. I think her name is it Thunberg or Thun?
Yeah, no, you're right. My favorite thing about her, besides the memes, are hilarious, and the fact that this girl's being used as a pawn. She is getting everything given to her in the world. She's being fed lines. All she does is she's an actress.
Yeah.
She is the political equivalence of the Cash Me Outside girl. That's how I see her. She's a pawn. She's not an activist. She did this speech. It caught the world by storm because thanks to the crappy media, they blasted everywhere and said it's a huge deal. And then she flew on a private jet to America after talking about climate control.
Oh, they also put her on a yacht.
How much that cost. She was on a yacht. Yeah. And then the mural, you probably didn't see it when I shared it on Facebook. A mural was painted of her that was like a kabillion feet tall by a kabillion feet wide, done with aerosol cans.
Yeah, I did
in her
see that.
honor. It's like it's the dumbest crap. Everybody's ramping up for the new political season, and she's a pawn. She's nothing more. She's a 16-year-old kid. She should be in school, and now they're saying she's a time traveler from 1898.
Well, I
figured she would have waited till 1900 so she could at least be 18.
I saw there was a picture, and it may be in this article. And like I said, I haven't read this article, but it's a photo from 1898.
Yeah, it says it's going viral. Oh my gosh, come on.
So
I mean, it looks like her. I won't say it doesn't.
It does look like her. Even, I mean, the braids.
You know what? If she's that worried about climate control and change, how's she going to explain how she's 120 years old and still looks 16?
She's a time traveler.
Nah. She's 120 or 136, as the case may be.
Have you seen Back to the Future?
Yeah.
Marty McFly didn't age when he went to 2015.
No, I don't think time travel's real. I think that she's just 136.
I think time travel's possible.
I don't.
Not today, but I think it'll be. I think it's possible.
Well, if time travel, okay, so in theory, if it is going to be possible in our future, then it's possible, quote unquote, today. That means somebody could travel to today and then travel back out of today to wherever they want to go.
I don't think we know how to utilize it, and I think it involves wormholes and warp drives.
I think it's complete bullcrap.
Okay.
Nothing. I love Back to the Future, but nothing has shown me, aside from Steve Urkel.
Steve Urkel.
And really, all he did, he tried to time travel and turn into Stefan Urkel. Nothing has proven to me that time travel is real, or even remotely possible.
Well, at this point, nothing's proven to me that it's remotely possible either.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying that. I don't think that it's impossible.
That's like saying, well, somebody said there are lizard people that live underground and control our politics. Well, based on that, I could say I believe that.
Have you seen Hillary Clinton's eye slits?
No, I don't Google Hillary Clinton's eye slits. I'm really afraid of what would come up if I Googled Hillary Clinton and slits in the same search bar, to be honest. I'm not going to do that.
We should do that.
You can do that.
We're going to do that.
Oh.
On the show.
Why the one time you have it on the big screen? But because this whole saying it was children working a gold mine in Canada is believed to be taken around 1898. A young girl in the picture looks nearly identical to Thunberg. Crazy, almost as if people weren't descendants of other people. There's Google celebrities and ancient people, and there's pictures of Keanu Reeves, which he hasn't aged in 40 years. So that one I would believe. If you told me Keanu Reeves was around 120 years ago, I'd say, yeah, time travel's real. Or he's just, maybe it's not time travel. Maybe there are people on this planet that just don't age.
Maybe it's all a simulation.
And think about it. 120 years ago, we wouldn't know that.
No.
Because we wouldn't have all the pictures to compare.
But they're doing this. It's this whole article on her being part of this,
it's complete
time travel. But Keanu Reeves. Oh no, that's Johnny Depp.
Yeah, that's Johnny Depp. Not the same. Hey, Keanu Reeves. Okay. Wait, nope. That's Eddie Murphy.
Nick.
There they are. See, Nick Cage.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. There's a million pictures of celebrities.
Jay-Z.
Yep, I've seen that one. I've
seen that one. Michael Jackson.
It's the Sphinx with the nose falling off. It even says hashtag Egypt, LOL.
That's great. Justin Timberlake.
Yep.
McConaughey.
That one looks good.
That's dead on. Caligula and Joffrey. Nick Cage.
Yeah,
So
now maybe it's Scientology. Maybe they're all Scientologists and
they've traveled back in time on their spaceship.
Well, no, I think they just found the fountain of youth. Think about it. Look at Tom Cruise.
He doesn't age
well-known
either.
Scientologist. Doesn't age.
Nope.
I don't think time travel is possible. I think Scientology has the fountain of youth in their control. It's inside one of their temples or underground, National Treasure style.
Well, if that's the case, I'm going to
Ironically, Nick Cage, who played in National Treasure, is nothing more than a diversion.
Well,
he knows about it, but he is acting like a diversion, if you will, and keeping people away from it.
I'm going to join Scientology and become a level 42. I don't even know if that's a thing.
I don't think you make enough money to do that. You have to make so much money to level up.
I know.
I mean, I don't know what you make, and that's none of my business.
I got that Bitcoin money coming in, though.
Right. Yeah, if you got that kind of money, we're not asking people to donate $20 a pop for $1,500 chairs.
I'm not spending my money on it
that's
anymore.
Fair. That's smart. That's why you have so much.
That's why, yeah. I've already spent too much money on this equipment.
That's all you. I've never once asked you to buy all you've bought. I would have been good, like, just talking into a regular computer mic from 1998.
That wouldn't have worked.
No, not well.
At all. So, Greta Thunberg is a time traveler.
False.
Decided.
I feel like we're Mythbusters. Whiskey and Donut, the Mythbusters.
All right, speaking of whiskey, let's try our tasting here. We got some old Ezra.
Speaking of donuts, I have none. You got all excited for a second.
A little bit. So we got some old Ezra. It's a barrel strength. It's a 117 proof.
High octane.
It's high. I think I bought this for $40, $50, something like that.
That's cheap.
It's not terrible. Price wise, 7 years. It's a Kentucky bourbon whiskey, and I'm just trying to find it. Oh shit! I don't think it's on this.
I will say.
Oh, Ezra Brooks. So they were trying to figure out at one point who Ezra Brooks was.
Well, they got his name.
It's no one. The person doesn't exist.
No, just made up.
It's a made-up name.
Awesome.
Yeah. But I can't remember who exactly
just
this
like
comes
Jack
out
Daniels.
of. So out of Lux Road Distilleries. They have a couple others, and they're well known for a couple other bourbons and whiskeys that they have. I just can't think of what they are, so they're not that well known to me. But there's a whole conspiracy around who Ezra Brooks was.
A time traveler.
Potentially.
And climate change activist.
Potentially. So go ahead and give it a try.
Finkel is Einhorn. On the nose, it smells like a $40 bottle of 117 proof.
It's got a nice sweet caramel smell.
It's a little strong, man. I think it smells like it's going to be rough.
It's got some ethanol smell to it.
It smells rough.
You squinted after that.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for that. It's definitely got the burn.
Yeah, it does.
This is a rye, isn't it?
No.
No?
This is a bourbon.
This is a wheat?
No, this is corn.
Well, corn, but corn's also often mixed with rye or wheat. I mean, 51% corn's all it's got to be.
Right.
What's the rest of the mash bill?
I don't know.
I'm betting there's rye in this.
But it's, let's see. It just says sour mash whiskey.
I'm Googling.
Charcoal mellowed. Let's put a little water in it. But it's, I like it for something. It's really good on ice. Like I only have half a bottle left, so I've obviously enjoyed half a bottle of it.
Yeah.
I like it on ice more so than I like it straight. It's really good on ice.
Yeah. So this is, I was right. 78% corn, 12% malted barley, and 10% rye.
Okay.
And that's where I think I'm getting that initial burn I wasn't ready for. Because the corn is going to make a sweeter bourbon than usually like a predominantly rye whiskey. Wheat is usually softer than a rye. But yeah, it's got the vanilla and caramel taste or nose feel.
And it feels creamy in your mouth.
I'm not even, that's too easy.
That's fine. It can be too easy, but that's...
I know you didn't mean it to be, but of course 94 things just popped in my head. It's definitely got the oak and the spice finish on it. The little bit of a tingly on your tongue. Here's the thing, too. I'm taking little baby sips, and I haven't been drinking bourbon. I haven't been drinking anything. So I was not prepared. I've been drinking water, coffee, and
Powerades.
I only drink Powerade when I come here. Usually I grab one on the way here. Or at our church, they sell them there. But no, I had a Miller's Blackberry Cider last night.
Yeah, how was that?
It's amazing. I like Louisville apple cider.
Yeah.
But this is Miller's. It's Amish made from Leesburg, Ohio. Incredible. Expensive.
Oh, I bet.
And I had about half a bottle left over from a couple months ago, and I had a lot of it last night, and then I mixed it with just like your run-of-the-mill lemonade. Amazing. Yeah. So, like, I haven't been drinking anything. So, yeah, this isn't bad.
No, it's good. My mouth's kind of numb right now.
Just taking a little sip for a tasting. I like it. It's very determined, if that makes sense. It's like a bold, here's what I am.
Yeah.
I don't mean that in a bad way. It's very much, for me, this would be a sipper on the rocks, I think.
Yeah, it's absolutely a sipper on the rocks.
Neat, I'm not sure if I like it as much neat as I would on the rocks.
No.
Not saying I hate it, but I'd probably give it a better rating. I'm going to give this a 2.
I give this a 3.
Okay.
I give it a 3. I say...
I think it's the first time I've gone lower and you've gone higher than me.
I think so. I say go out and get it, definitely.
For $40, it's not bad.
If you want something that's a higher proof. Like if you're looking for a mixer, like, and I'm not saying a mixer with Coke. I'm saying like
an old fashioned,
a cocktail mixer.
And we may do that at some point because we've started doing. Things we've reviewed as cocktails. I may like it better that way.
Yeah. Now I did try the Catoctin Creek barrel proof as an old fashioned, and I was not a fan of it that way.
But
I liked it.
Loved it
straight.
Love it straight.
But not as a
not
some things go really well as a cocktail.
I think Catoctin got it right.
They did.
Yeah.
For something straight.
They hit the nail straight on the head.
Absolutely.
It's like Virgil Kaine. I think they just did it very, very well. But yeah, for $40, it's not bad. I guess I'm going to stick with my 2. I'm going to stick to my guns.
Okay.
And here's the reason why. When people, so we had a listener say, hey, I'm trying this. Was it an old fashioned made with Virgil Kaine, ginger infused, or was it a Manhattan? Either way. If people are listening to our suggestions and they've never tried something, I'm trying to give this a fair shake.
Yeah.
I would give this a 2, maybe 2. I'm going to stick to 2, but great price point. I'm not saying I wouldn't buy a bottle, but it's not something I would drink neat.
No, it's not.
Definitely a sipper over the rocks or maybe a good cocktail mixer.
Even with water, it didn't cut it.
I don't think it will at that proof. It's hard to cut that proof.
And I put quite a bit of water in there, so it has to be chilled or on ice.
And I knew I tasted rye in it. But
here's something. Did you see? We always talk about Florida man.
Yeah.
Here's Florida dog.
Oh, great.
A dog put a car into reverse and drove in circle for nearly an hour.
That's phenomenal.
We don't need to read the article. The headline tells you everything you need to know. That there was a dog in a car. It managed to get a car in reverse. And just spun circles. Well, I'm assuming people chased him and... I would go out on a limb and assume the same thing. There's no video, but maybe there is.
Oh, there is a video.
Maybe.
If it'll load.
It's CNN, so.
Somebody's trying to blame the dog. Yeah, I'm going to say.
What the hell?
She's mad. She was like, they're trying to blame the dog.
Here we go.
I want to say the driver had something to do with it.
Yeah, the dog is in the car, and the car's literally just idling backwards.
Yep. And that CNN news anchor was very angry, thinking people were trying to blame the dog.
That's hilarious.
The black lab was at the wheel. Now, the driver told police that he got out of the car just for a moment, and that the dog knocked it into reverse.
How did the dog knock the car into reverse unless they put it in neutral?
I don't know.
They had to put it in neutral. It's the only way you can knock it into gear.
You got to pull it back and then down if it's column shift, which that particular car should be.
I don't know. Either way. Yeah, you can't blame the dog for that. Get the hell out of here. This one, there was a fight last night. I don't know if you saw the boxing match that happened last night.
I didn't even know there's a fight, dude. I'm so far away from boxing. Unless Mayweather gets knocked out, I'm not interested.
This was it Luis Ortiz?
Oh yeah, I saw a fight was going down. I didn't see talk of it.
Let me see if I can pull it up here. Not now.
Well, that's creepy.
That monster that just showed up. The Alp Sculpt, the guy that does all the Crumpus wood carvings.
Oh yeah,
keeps tagging this monster clay on Instagram.
Oh okay.
He's in Cleveland, Ohio.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's have him on the show.
So I just started following him, but that was a clay sculpture. So this right here, this fight.
Okay.
This happened last night, so.
It better be a good knockout.
Like that?
Oh, straight down the pipe, too. That wasn't even a haymaker.
Nope.
Somebody put roll tide as a comment. Let's see. Jab.
Little touch.
Jabs.
Boom.
Dude, just across, right down the pipe.
Right in his face. All the sweat just flew off his hand, off the dude's head, to the back of the ring. Just thump, kabump.
It looks so effortless, too.
Yeah.
It looks like Tyson in his prime, in his heyday.
Just insane.
Dude, what a miss. His jabs aren't even doing anything but getting range.
No, he
didn't even rotate his hips fully. That wasn't even full power.
No.
Knocked him out cold.
Blasted him. I sat and watched this for probably 15 minutes just to let it play.
Spray from his sweat off his head. It looks like he barely throws a punch. Other dude's head barely moves, but the spray of the sweat tells you how hard he hit.
Dude's a murderer.
Insane.
Just like, what? Boom. Down.
Oh, I wish there was a better camera angle.
I've been trying to find.
That's all right. We don't need to do it on the air, but that is crazy. Somebody said he needs some milk.
Look at that.
Oh my gosh. Dude, look at his back. Dude is chiseled.
It's just insane.
Oh man.
So this was, let's see if this one comes up. So this was the,
that's the way in where they square up.
Yeah, but I was trying to find names.
What, of the fighters?
Of the fighters.
Sissy Spacek and Mick Jagger, it looks like.
Okay, we'll go with it.
Yeah, that was insane. You can find that on Joe Rogan's Instagram.
Yeah, that was on Joe Rogan's Instagram. It's
just a little short clip, a couple jabs, and then boom, straight down the pipe.
So good. I love just seeing knockouts like that.
Yeah, I got on one of those YouTube rabbit holes one time and just watching nothing but knockouts. It was like, top 10 craziest knockouts in MMA or top 20 boxing.
Oh, there it is right there. Wilder and Ortiz. That's who it was.
And Ortiz.
Yeah.
Insane. What a hit, man. I miss fire. I miss getting hit on a regular basis.
I'm glad I'm not getting hit anymore on a regular basis. Just to be honest.
I miss being fighting shape too. I came across so I went to the TFA page to watch the video of Brandon getting his armpits waxed, and it popped up. You go to a business page and it pops up the messenger automatically.
Yes.
I'd seen a lot of pictures of them when I'd sent back and forth at different classes when I was teaching there and training there, and like somewhere with JJ and somewhere with different people. And I was just sitting in my recliner feeling all fat, sitting there naked eating Reese's and Cheetos Puffs and thinking about how much I missed training in Krav. But yeah, it's been too long. I need to. Here's the thing too. I know I need to lose weight. I'd lost 180 pounds before, right? And after not joining the military and going a different path in life, I slowly, for some reason, stopped carrying as much. Like I got down to 268, which for me I've got pictures I show people. It's like hard to believe. I was svelte then. And you hate that chair, don't you?
I hate this chair.
You like pulled away from your mic, but I'm.
That's why I need this. That's why I need my high back throne.
I agree. You need your throne. I know I need to get back in shape, but it's so much harder. Like I had a passion and desire to lose it then, and I was fighting. I was hiking. I hiked a literal mountain in 2012 by myself. Climbed a mountain and back down in a day.
You need to find that fire again.
And now, well, I do. It's in my knees every time I go up 2 steps.
Not
Climbing
that fire.
upstairs to your studio, I find the fire within. It's in my knees and my hip and my back. But yeah, it's the fighting, man. Seeing it, and here's the thing too. I did it just long enough. Like I'm not a pro. I'm not the best fighter in the world. I feel like right now, if I got to fight, I'd better end it quickly or talk my way out of it because I don't have the cardio and the stamina at all that I used to. I used to train with JJ and we'd go 3-minute rounds. And it would suck. Like it was, I'm gassed by the end. 3 5-minute rounds when we tried to train, it'd be him and I and Jim. We'd set a timer and go. 3 5-minute rounds with like a minute break in between, and I would be done. And most people look at fighters, most people in shape think they can fight for 5 minutes. 5 minutes of fighting is stupid long.
Like it's eternity.
Ridiculous. But I was in the shape where I could at least stay alive. Nowadays, I'd rather either get in my car and leave or go in fetal position and cry, or hit them and knock them out in one punch, because I do not have it anymore.
Just lay down and get curb stomped.
Right. Just be like, it's over. Come get me, Lord. I'm done. Good thing I got good life insurance. Say hi to my wife and kids. But seeing a hit like that where this dude who's in obviously so much better shape than the average person just throws – I'm doing motions nobody can see but you, and I'm about to hit my mic stand. But to throw jabs like that to get your range – and not even do a full rotate of the hips and throw that cross to make somebody sweat fly 10 feet is an insane amount of power. Like I just got, and you can see me, Martelle's smiling as I look because I'm like, I'm getting my dukes up. Huck can't, so I was all day yesterday. I spent with Huck. Beth went, took Judd, went to the store, went to mom and dad's and got stuff done there and crap. And cause we still have like stuff stored there and all.
Yeah.
And then she brought him home and left him with me and went out for a girls' night. So just all day long, me and Huck, that's proper English.
Huck and I.
Huck and me work together.
I can't even talk, so.
Right. Well, he comes up to me after he's watching a movie, walks over to me, puts his hands up like I taught him to guard his head.
Yeah.
And just starts punching me. So I was like, oh, it's on. So I put my laptop down and I get down on my knees and I'm like sitting there and I'm showing him how to properly block. So he's got his hands up kind of on his, the side of his head. So I start doing rib shots on him.
Ooh.
Well, he don't know how to block those. So I show him how to crouch and how to drop his elevation and how to fight. Cause I'm like, I grew up kind of getting picked on, but I was always the bigger kid. Nobody knew how to fight. The bigger kid usually wins. But with Huck, I'm like, I want my boys to know how to fight. So I'm showing him how to throw these punches. And the one time he went to punch me, he kept trying to punch my hands. And I'm like, you don't punch hands. Like, get in close, so we're fighting.
Go for the vitals.
Right, we're fighting, and I caught him on the ribs pretty good. He's 5, I'm not swinging. And I was doing open hand, which, if you know anything about fighting, open palm can still knock somebody out. Look up slap knockouts on YouTube. So he's got his hands
There's
up
whole
and we're
slap
fighting.
competitions.
I know, and I love them.
I think they go along with vaping competitions.
Dude,
they're stupid.
What if you had to take a hit of a vape and then smack somebody while they're vaping?
God,
I would sign up for that.
I would sign up to watch.
That would be awesome.
Watch someone get a vape lodged in their throat.
Just knowing what I know from training with Janetti at Endeavor and training with JJ and the fighting that I know and that I've done, to sit there and I'm trying to get my 5-year-old to learn, to watch this, what you just showed me, is like, I'm amped. I want to fight now.
There we go.
You have a chainsaw? I'm going to cut off a couple 100 pounds off my gut and my thighs so I can go out and fight. Like, that was sweet.
I got a carving knife downstairs.
It'll take longer, but that'll work. Pocket knife's going to take forever. You ever see that movie 27 Hours?
Yes. No.
The one where
127 hours.
127, yeah. Where he gets stuck, his arm gets stuck in a boulder, and he uses a Leatherman dull blade. Ugh. Which, as a blacksmith and somebody who's into knives, ticked me off. I'm like, carry a sharp knife with you for that very reason. You may need to lop your arm off.
But it's getting through the bone.
The bone wasn't the problem. If you paid attention to the movie, it was that tendon that sent the ring. Oh, dude, it's a great movie. It's a great movie, kind of like Castaway. It's like a long process, but I never looked away. But cutting through the tendons where he could feel it was worse than because breaking the bone. You break the bone, it's going to hurt. But once the bone's broken, you have all the muscle, the tendons, and the meat. And he's doing it with this dull, like 2-inch blade.
Fuck that.
Just carry a machete so you can just lop and then walk out, and you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it that way.
Do it that way. What Randy said. Always carry a machete on you.
That's
Contact Randy. He'll make you a knife to lop your arm off.
Dude,
with.
I'm so far behind. I just had somebody want to pay me good money for a kitchen knife for Christmas, which is at this point a month and a day out. A month and a few days out when he messaged me, and I just told him, I was like, dude, I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm so far behind. My new forge that's custom that says Chieftain Forge on the side has not been used. And I've owned it 2 months.
Better get on that.
I'm so swamped right now. Well, I gotta find a place where I can set up my forge, because right now it's at Dad's.
Right.
Which my dad has been very gracious. I built a shop on his property for my finish work, but I can't just set a fire in a little like 10 by 12 wood shed.
You could.
And I could, but with all the other tools and stuff, there's not a lot of room for a forge and anvil.
You just have to move
kind of sketchy,
very cautiously, and concertedly. So,
like his big pole barn, one side, the bigger side has gravel floor, and that's where I usually forge. But now I've got to move stuff out, move stuff in, It's just a hassle, and it's more time consuming. So I'm trying to find a place to move to that has a place I can set up my forge at least.
Right.
But man, we just went so many circles around that after that.
We did. And now we're going to take another wild left turn.
You just clicked over and I see a stained glass Jesus.
Yep. Church's stained glass window depicting Mary and Jesus goes viral for a very not safe for work design flaw.
Don't bring me into this.
I'm not bringing you into it. I'm showing it to you.
Okay, right now, hold on, go back to the top.
This isn't it.
No, I'm going to explain, though.
Okay.
I've got to paint the picture with my words.
You paint it.
There's a very nice picture of white Jesus, which is incredibly inaccurate. He has light brown hair and a beard. Also probably inaccurate.
Probably.
He's wearing a red robe with a blue shawl.
Yeah.
He's got the
typical halo and the heart and the cross in the middle.
With a purple glow after the gold halo.
Yep.
Okay, and that's all we see. It's from like the belly button up.
Yeah, it's just
Jesus with his hands showing.
Yeah.
Out his palms showing. He's raising his hands.
So it's your typical Jesus stained glass window. It looks beautiful.
And here's the thing. I love old architecture and I love stained glass windows, old ones.
Yeah.
I love stained glass, whether it's religious or not. I just think stained glass is awesome.
Especially it has lead in it, in the glass.
Oh, yeah. It tastes better, too.
Yeah, when you lick it. So this article...
Well, not when you chew it.
No. So this article just talks about this stained glass window.
Right. Okay?
And so what you described is not the window. The window...
I'm just showing what pops up.
Is actually Mary and Jesus together.
Mary and baby Jesus? Okay.
Nope. Full
on
adult Jesus.
Okay. Okay, hold on. The first one I saw looked very, very well done and very old. This one looks like it was done by a 12-year-old, maybe a 10-year-old. It might have been drawn in Microsoft Paint.
This isn't stained glass, first and foremost. It's vinyl.
Painted. Oh, is it vinyl?
It looks like vinyl that's been put over.
You're right.
Over a window.
It does, because you
can see the bars
over a modern
in the window.
Yeah,
you can see the bars.
This is not real stained glass.
No. If you look to the right side of the image here, you can see there's a stained glass window right here.
So this might have been a replacement window.
So this could have been a replacement, but it's in the thigh region where Mary's hand is. I was trying to figure out what Mary's holding.
The article right below the picture says, I believe, based on looking at his right leg, that the focus of everyone's attention is supposed to be a bit of shading. It's just in a really bad location right in the palm of Mary's hand.
And a really bad shape.
And if you do look at his right leg, It does well if they were trying to do stained glass shading would be.
It's not his right leg though; it's his left.
No,
leg.
but if you look at the right leg, there's also a portion there
Yes.
that's darker
Yeah.
and different. But on his left leg, it looks like it's a redheaded woman
and a redheaded Jesus.
and holding redheaded. It kind of looks like Kurt Cobain, to be honest with you. Kurt Cobain with a beard.
It's Irish Jesus.
Irish Jesus in a loincloth type thing, and it's not appropriate.
It's nowhere near appropriate. Like, and I'm not. I think it's funny, but how does this get
how does
into a
nobody
church?
see that?
Like, how does
the designer not see that intentional? Like that can't be unintentional.
even
and then
intentionally?
how does it get installed, and how is it allowed to be displayed?
Right, and that's
And
more
left
so
like
why I
that.
brought it up is how does this get installed? How does no one see this and bring this up to anybody at the church and go, that needs to come
here's
down?
the thing, regardless of what, and Martelle and I have made it very clear, if you are a longtime listener, you know, we have very different beliefs. We don't believe the same way. He doesn't really, he grew up in church like I did. Martelle believes in, and correct me if I'm wrong, but more of the Buddhist principles. You're not a practicing Buddhist, but you like some of the ideals around it.
More of just a higher power, whatever that is, whether there is
So you believe there's something or
a
someone,
physical alien overlord,
lizard
or
person,
whatever they may be. They
Hillary
may have
Clinton.
Yeah. Or if it's
Oh man, I wish some of my relatives and friends that were staunch Republicans and conservatives just heard me say that.
or if it's a spectral being that claps his hands and everything just magically
Just happens. Right.
It does.
So you're
either
saying
way,
I don't really know.
Don't
You're just
know.
open to the possibility of whatever.
whatever it is.
And
So
I am a very firm believer in Jesus Christ. I am not the best example of him of all times, but
I think
do
you're a
go to
pretty good
church.
example.
I try to serve my fellow man. I try to love everybody, even though that I struggle. I mean, I will be the first to admit that while I say I'm a Christ follower, I don't always like the term Christian. I don't always like the term religion because there's so many negative connotations. Regardless of what you believe, and I'm sure we'll
this
link this,
doesn't belong in a church.
you got to look at this and go, you know what? That's kind of sacrilegious. Even if you don't believe in Christ at all, if you are an atheist, that's cool. If you're agnostic, awesome. If you're Catholic and talk to a priest and love the Mother Mary, fantastic. I support you for whatever you believe. But if you see this picture, you're going to sit there and go, that's not right.
Yeah. This does not belong in a church.
I kind of got little tears in the corner of my eyes just kind of laughing about the thoughts of literally, like, I'm thinking the old, like, what was it, late 80s, early 90s, where all the people of all different, they were talking about, do they know it's Christmas kind of thing? It's like
Right.
the hands across the world, like all nationalities come together. I feel like no matter what country you're from, unless you're those Sudanese people that have never talked to anybody else in the world, you're going to look at this and go, oh, that ain't right.
That ain't right.
Like,
So, and now that I've scrolling down a little,
I'm not reading some of these.
So-
you do what you want.
I will read these because being me gives me just the ability to do whatever I want. So,
No. Oh, this is
so
so bad.
I'm not going to read them all.
Yeah, some of
But-
these actually I am very against.
So-
very much against.
So one person responded to this tweet and said, "How long has that picture been hanging there with no one understanding that they need to take it down?"
I agree with
Which
that.
is what I just said.
Yeah.
This one's funny, and it's not inappropriate, but it is.
Oh.
It's the Spear of Destiny, the Lance of Laurinaitis, Lil Jesus, Jesus' undivided attention. It's funny.
I'm out.
That one's funny. That one I'm not reading.
Oh,
I'm not reading that one
These are
either.
so bad. No.
This one's funny. I mean,
I'm not reading. I'm out. You go ahead. I'm out on this convo. You go ahead.
it says the same thing that turned Eve's head, a large snake. Oh, I'm not even. No.
Okay, so some of these, yeah, I know.
They just get
that's,
worse.
That's the one that got me.
And then the final one is I can't unsee this.
I bit my lip and turned away from my mic reading one we're not going to read. Even Martell says he's not going to read that. Says
I'm
how
not
bad
reading
is.
it.
I shared a picture
I want
on
to.
my Facebook,
I'm just not going
my personal Facebook. And no, don't try to find me because if I don't know you, I'm not accepting a friend request. I've got tears in my eyes.
I do too.
It was a manger scene, a little figurine set of Joseph and Mary and baby Jesus in the like crunch position kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't in the manger. They just set him on like a hay bale. And it said Jesus is going to have wicked abs by the end of the season. Now, here's the thing. I am a devoted follower of Christ. I am not a shining example. I struggle with, I've struggled with addiction to cigarettes, to alcohol. I've dealt with depression. There's a lot that I've not unwrapped on this show that Martelle and I talked before recording a couple weeks ago. And I said, here's what I'm dealing with. The last probably 4 or 5 months have gone through the paces on some things and dealing with my own personal problems. And maybe some of those we will open up someday. But I do believe, even growing up on a Southern Gospel tour bus and growing up in a very, very ritualistic church to begin with, which thankfully my family has changed over the years, I think that God has a sense of humor. I
hope so.
There's been a message that I heard when I was a kid on a cassette tape from a Christian preacher / comedian. I think his name was Ken. I think it was Ken Wells. I could be wrong on the last name. I know it's Ken. But he said, if you sit here in your 3-piece suit driving your fancy car and you think that God doesn't laugh every time you do something stupid, you're missing it. Like, you got it all wrong. And he basically talked about how, like I got a video of Huck when he was 3. He put a blanket over his head, walked around like a ghost, and smacks into one of those baby gates. Just straight bangs his face off a metal baby gate. And you hear him go, ow. And I lost it. And he's like, you think everything you do something dumb, God's not like, angels, come over here and look at the city. Like, I created them, but look at the stupid crap he's doing.
Yeah.
I've got a sense of humor. Some of those responses were way too far.
Like, some of them were way too far. I'm not going to say they weren't funny. They were hilarious.
I probably shouldn't have, but there's a couple I did. There's some that I want to say I was offended, but I know people would be offended by.
Oh yeah, there'd be people.
But there were some that I did laugh at. I won't lie.
But that was good. All right,
that window has to be corrected.
You need to take that shit down. We have another.
Go to the church and say it that way.
Take that shit down. We have another whiskey to try.
All right,
we've got it. This is from Virgil Kaine. This is their High Rye.
Ooh, we like Virgil Kaine.
We do.
It is one of the 2 stickers on your laptop.
It is one of the 2 stickers on my laptop.
Somebody at Pumpkin Show thought our name was Virgil Kaine,
which is hilarious.
Which sounds like a 90s alt-rock band.
So this is a 90 proof. It's obviously a rye. They're calling it a rye bourbon, but I'm just going to call it a rye whiskey. So there isn't much on the back that it's a rye.
No, what Virgil Kaine what?
Oh, this is called High Rye.
Go ahead and keep going.
So this one I don't have much left of, and I don't know that they actually make this one anymore.
Ooh.
I think they repurposed the image and are doing a different name.
So this High Rye is technically still a bourbon.
Okay.
It is 60% corn. So we're at the 51 or over, right?
Yep.
36% rye, so more so than the Ezra Brooks. And 4% barley.
Mm.
It's a non-chill filtered whiskey, and it's aged in new charred American oak barrels.
Okay, then it
is a bourbon.
It's not from Kentucky. Ooh, excuse me, not from Kentucky.
Nope.
So it's not a Kentucky bourbon. It is just a bourbon.
Oh, this is
which is a
interesting.
thing, people. That is a thing. We've had some people tell us that that's not a thing.
Wait, what's not a thing?
That if it can't be a bourbon if it's not from Kentucky.
Oh, okay. First off, we are experts because we decided we're experts. So
right.
If you're going to tell us we don't know something, then you're wrong.
And
secondly, sometimes we don't know things. But we don't plan shows, we don't research what we talk about, but one thing we have researched is what we talk about bourbon-wise.
Right. So,
but we may still be wrong.
And I just refer to all bourbons now as whiskeys because it just makes life easier. But they do not make the High Rye anymore.
Yeah, because if you take a bourbon and ever let a drop of it touch a rum barrel, then people flip out. Look
No
at you,
shit.
Greg.
You hate mail. So they do not make the high rye anymore.
At the bottom of this, and this is a third party,
Okay.
it says bourbon. Gives a definition for people. Produced anywhere in USA. Mash bill of at least 51% corn. Ooh. Aged in new charred oak barrels. Cask type, new charred American oak.
Yes.
Boom.
Yep.
That's a bourbon.
That's a bourbon.
So we are well over the 51%.
So they do not produce the high rye anymore. So looking at what they have on Virgil Kaine's website, this is, if you look at the image I have here, at the bottle I have, and the image up on the screen, it is the same image. One is called Rip Track Bourbon, and the other one is called High Rye. So the High Rye is no longer in production.
Yeah,
it's still available to purchase, but they're two different. I think the Rip Track is...
So Rip Track, does it say the mash bill on the Rip Track? I'm going to look it up.
It does not say.
So
it's a spicy rye.
Yeah, on the High Rye, we're 60 corn, 36 rye, and 4 barley.
I don't know what the Rip Track is, because the Rip Track is different. And then they also have a Robber Baron, which is a rye as well. But that's a different rye than the High Rye or the Rip Track. So maybe they just rebranded Rip Track or High Rye to Rip Track.
Rip Track.
But the label's the same. The name's different. So I don't know. It may be the same thing. But this is, right off the bat, is sweet and spicy off your first sip. Which
I'm trying to find the Rip Track mash bill. So the Rip Track mash bill is 60, 36, and 4. It's the same thing.
Okay, so they just renamed it.
Yeah, they rebranded basically.
They just renamed it.
So it is a much higher rye than the Ezra.
Yeah. Now, I'm not getting any of the oak, the orange, or the butterscotch, but I am getting the smoke.
Now, on the nose, it smells way smoother than the Ezra Brooks.
Yeah. And it is.
Much sweeter.
It is. It's
even
very
though it's
much
a higher rye, which is weird.
It's very, well, it's not, it's a lower proof. It's only 90 proof.
That's true. And it is 60% corn. That corn is going to give you that sweetness.
Yeah. So right off the bat, you get a sweet and spicy taste on that on the first sip, on the taste. I get the smoke. I don't get the caramel, and I get a slight golden raisin that they're saying you get. And you definitely get the long peppery finish. Like, I'm still
with
feeling
notes
it.
of tobacco. Yeah. That's what I'm. This right here, you know what this will go good with? Which you would never try with me?
A steak.
Ooh. You know what 2 things this will go good with? Dude, I'm getting my steak next week.
I'm getting
Not this coming, but dude, I'm probably going twice, and I will have stories about it. You will see. It's the one meal that I always post about on Instagram and on Facebook.
Bring it back.
Oh, I might bring one back. I might try and go the last day and get one, bring it back, and give you.
See if they'll pack it in dry ice.
Yeah, they might.
That would be the best way to bring it back. It'll last at least 2 days in a cooler in dry ice.
I'll have to see, man.
That's how Omaha Steaks does it. Styrofoam cooler and some dry ice.
I'll have to see. But anyway.
We've got another bourbon to taste as well.
This is very good. This one, I definitely get the tobacco. I was going to say this would go good with a good pipe, tobacco pipe.
I would do a pipe.
We need to do this with a pipe.
I have a pipe downstairs.
Oh, I'll bring my collection then, and we will, when it's warmer out. I mean,
yeah. we'll do a recording out on the deck.
I used to smoke cigarettes for like 12 years, 10 years, on and off, and some more than others. Got to a pack a day at one point. I like that I got over that addiction because I like a good piper cigar, but when it's too cold or too hot, pass.
No. So that was something I was thinking about the other day. I went to pump gas at the Kroger down in Lancaster.
Lancaster?
Lancaster. There you go, people. Lancaster. I keep getting shit now everywhere I go. So I get out of the car, and because this white trash woman.
Isn't that a Greta Wilson song? Because I'm a white trash woman.
Might be.
No high okay.
But she just walks away from the pumps as her significant other, dealer, boyfriend, or brother It could have been
Or all
any,
the
or
above.
all the above.
Yeah.
Is pumping gas. She takes 10 paces from the pumps and lights up. I
Sounds
have
about right.
decided, and my parents were smokers, so I don't give a shit at this point. I've decided that smoking is the uncouth, less classy, white trashiest fucking thing you can do on this planet. It is the most abrasion to the senses that you can put out there.
I'm talking cigarettes.
Cigarette smoke.
Yeah.
Yes. Abso-fucking-lutely. I am
is funny
so
because-
over people smoking cigarettes, standing outside of doorways, going to gas pump, like pumping at the fucking gas station. Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
Come the fuck on.
Yeah, that's somebody. Like I said, I used to smoke a lot. I hated the smell of it on me. So if it was freezing cold out and I was driving, I'd still roll my windows down. I never smoked
But
around kids.
it still clings to you, though. That's the thing.
I never had people say that about me.
Like, we have
I never
people at
smoked
work
inside. You're right. It does.
that go outside and smoke, and they come back in, and I'll look at them like, you smell like an ashtray.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot, like, in this day and age, with everything that has been found scientifically around smoking, what it does to your health, what it does to your hands, what it does to your face,
Oh, yeah.
lungs,
Your teeth. Yeah, it's
everything.
way different than it used to be.
Why anybody would still go out and smoke, and it's always the lowest of the low in most cases.
These days, it used to be
a thing.
Hollywood. It
Yeah.
used to be the rich.
But that's when I would say, like, in the roaring 20s, tobacco
I'd
was...
say even through
the 50s.
I would say through the 50s at least, because you got people like James Dean.
Right.
Look at Frank Sinatra. I mean, you look at a lot of the crooners.
But then tobacco was just tobacco.
Yeah, but
It was still... It wasn't great. It wasn't good for you.
No.
But I would say that back then, if we had a time machine and we could go get a cigarette or a pack of cigarettes or whatever
different. That's
back
the same
then,
with food back then.
to now, just all the carcinogens.
I mean, a hamburger back then
carcinogens.
to now is way different too.
It is.
I agree with that.
But you can get away. You don't have to add all the chemicals and shit to a tobacco. You don't have to add it all to the food.
no,
either.
when I get tobacco, I actually go somewhere where I know I can get clean tobacco. I don't go to cheap tobacco and buy a giant pouch of King Edward or anything.
Cherry flavored smoke.
Yeah, I avoid that.
But it's just, I'm done. Like,
Actually,
I just sat there and stared at
her.
her. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I can't.
I don't like. No, when I was smoking, I didn't mind other people smoking cigarettes. I haven't for 11 years, 12 years. And I'm with you. It bothers me. I don't like the smell of it. I don't like the aroma.
See, I grew up in a smoker's house.
I don't
and
care that others do.
I hate it. Like,
Well, now, see, I grew up next door. So when we lived in Columbus on the west side, our next door neighbor, they had a daughter that was my age, and we went to school together and hung out together. They smoked in the house. So I'd walk in and obviously notice it. I'd never, anywhere I lived, I would never smoke in the house. It just wasn't my thing. I don't like people walking in and notice that. It's kind of like if you walk in somebody's house and you can smell that they have pets, like a dog or a cat because they piss everywhere. And like, I don't get that here. I walk into your house, I don't smell diesel.
well, it's because he doesn't piss and shit everywhere.
Right. But you get what I'm saying. You don't
Right.
smell wet dog. You don't.
No.
I walk into your house, there's either no aroma or you guys have a candle lit or something.
Yeah,
if
little
anything, you know.
candles.
I'm just, when me and my buddy lived together, he dipped, I smoked. He would dip inside, and my rule was you can't leave spit bottles all over the place.
No, that's
If you're dipping and
disgusting, too.
spitting, that's fine. When you get up, throw it away. Don't leave it for a day or two. In return, I would not smoke inside. I'd go out on the porch, even in the middle of winter. And even when I was smoking a pack a day. I will be honest, I am so glad I got over smoking cigarettes. But the inverse, or the flip side is, when I smoke a pipe or a cigar, I don't smoke. People ask me if I like cigars. It's kind of like the whole, are you a Christian thing? What's a cigar to you? Because if you're going to tell me Philly Blunts or Swisher Sweets or Black and Milds,
Yeah.
we're not smoking cigars. You're smoking loose leaf, trash tobacco, rolled in paper. If I'm going to smoke a cigar, I will pay $8 for a cigar. I'll pay $12 for a cigar. I'll pay whatever. I've been given a cigar that costs way more than anything I'd ever buy. but I could smoke 3 of those in a month, or I could smoke 3 of those in a year and it not bother me. I choose when I want to smoke those. My pipes, I love smoking tobacco pipe. There is something to be said for sitting down, properly packing a pipe, learn the right way to do it, the right way to light it, to get a nice, cool, even smoke with a good quality tobacco.
Right.
That has it may be flavored, but you're not getting the carcinogens and all the other chemicals and
You're
crap.
just getting the
And
tobacco.
to sit there and puff on a pipe, because it takes, depending on the pipe size and how you pack and all this, it can take half hour to an hour to smoke.
Yeah.
Cigarettes, you can smoke in 3 to 5 minutes and knock it out, hot box
Shit, I've
it.
seen people's
A couple
two
drags.
draws and
They
cigarettes
run it.
gone.
I've seen that too when it's cold out.
I'm like, and you guys can't
But a
walk up a
pipe-
flight of stairs, but you can suck on a
Right.
fucking cigarette that long, that hard.
A pipe is something that I generally have to like plan to smoke. I can't. It's not like I can just pull one out of a pack, light it up, and smoke it. You know, those aromas, because I buy quality tobacco and cigars. People usually say, "Man, that smells good," or "That reminds me of Grandpa," or whatever. So that's different. This Virgil Kaine, I would love to try with one of the tobaccos I get from one of the 2 spots in Columbus.
We can.
I think it
Easily
would,
make-
when it
arrange
warms up.
that.
Yeah, when it warms up, save this stuff, because when it warms up, we're going to try it.
I'll when I go back down to the beach, I'll
Get
pick up
more,
another
yeah.
bottle. I mean, I'm always
Well,
buying.
it's going to be the Rip Track now, but
It'll be unless they have the high rye. I mean, the
Yeah.
high rye is still out there to
they
buy.
just don't make it anymore.
just don't
They
make
don't
it
label
anymore.
it that way, apparently.
Yeah.
So what are you rating this one at?
I give this one a good. I can't. I'm going to give it a good 3 as well. It's different.
It is. This
It's
is
different
not
than the Ezra.
Oh, I think this is better than the Ezra.
No, and that's what I'm saying. It's good. It's better, but it's different than the Ezra. I mean,
is.
it's a different mash bill. It's a different proof. It's different.
And
so,
this is different than the Virgil Caines we've tried.
yeah.
Like the Virgil Kaine Ginger, I loved. Whatever else you gave me, the
Everybody
owl,
loves ginger.
night owl, whatever.
The electric owl.
Electric
Yeah.
owl, fantastic. This is something I think would be great. Again, I like it on the rocks mainly. Almost anything.
Yeah.
This on the rocks with a pipe. You give me a good pipe with this, I would probably rate it through the roof. As it sits, I'm going to give this one a 3.
I'm giving it a
with
3
you.
as well.
I would definitely buy it. I like it, but it's not something that I would like to sit down late of an evening with my boy in bed, maybe my wife and my youngest boy in bed, maybe open my Bible or a good book at an old desk and sip on something like this and have a pipe.
Okay.
But it's not something I would just sip neat by itself, I don't think.
No, I'm getting more into. I like mine. Some of them straighter on the rocks.
Yeah.
I'm getting more into just making old fashions out.
I've noticed that with you. Your posts.
I like my old fashions. Like I'm getting better at it, especially since I've started trying to do the smoked old fashioned.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for. I need to go buy a new plumber's torch or a glazing torch for the culinary folks out there. But I want to get a big block of cherry.
You know, with you being such a chef as you are, a cook as you will, we need to start doing some pairings with food too.
We can try that.
Like I'll even pitch in, bring some meat, slap
Well-
my meat on your counter and let you cook it up, and
That's right, you will.
we'll do like a grilling out thing. Like,
Well, I want to.
I mean, let's be honest. Most of the guys that we're blue collar guys in the end, a lot of guys we know are like, grab a Pabst Blue Ribbon and throw hamburgers on the grill, or grab a steak and a Coors Light or some crappy like that. We should do really good quality food, meat wise.
We can.
a ribeye or a T-bone.
What doesn't even have
How's
to
it paired
be.
with this?
We can do.
Well, I really was. I'm looking so forward to my
I know.
trip next week.
We can. I mean, we can absolutely do
Or chicken or
stuff
fish,
like that.
anything.
There is. My plan is, I need to just get off my ass so I can go have arrows made for my longbow or my recurve. I have to have arrows made for my recurve. It will not take your standard go to Dick's and buy.
Well, first off, don't go to Dick's. But I
Well,
get what
I'm
you're
just saying, but I can't just buy off the shelf arrows with plastic fletching. I need to have feather fletching because it tears up the felt patch,
Yeah.
the felt rest. But I need to, and I'm also looking for a thumb release for recurves. So
Yeah.
there's different types of releases you can get. I want a thumb release for my recurve that the Mongolians used. It makes it a little easier there's not as much strain on the fingers, and you can hold longer
Which for recurve, if you don't know, compound will pull back so far and hit this like release, and you can hold it for a long time.
Well, you also have a release, hand release, a trigger release,
even if you don't, either way, even if you're going bare hand, either way, once you hit that break, you can hold it there.
You can hold it because
with a recurve, you pretty much pull back and release it almost instantaneously.
For the most part, yeah, you can't really hold.
Yeah, you don't, because you can't keep that tension.
Not when you're pulling 70, 80 pounds.
Right.
It's hard to hold that.
You can't stay consistent.
No. But what the thumb release does is it hooks around the string, so when you pull back, it allows you to just hold that. You still have to hold. I mean, you're still a pain in the ass to hold it, but that tension isn't on 3 fingers at the fingertips, and that string isn't cutting into that first knuckle, behind that first knuckle. Now the tension on the string is behind on this release, and you just have your index finger wrapped over your thumb, so when you release your index finger, you let your arrow go. So the goal is to get some new arrows so that I can get better at archery, so that, one, I can try to bag 2 deers next year during bow season, and then I need to pick up a Henry 357 so that I can try to bag 2 more
during gun season.
Our
friend Derek with Smokeout Brewery just posted pictures this morning. He finally got a nice sized buck, and he'd been out for a while. He went out to his favorite deer hunting place earlier in the season about a month ago and put pictures on Facebook where they had like mined all the trees. They cleared the whole thing. He showed up and there's just like an open field and a bulldozer where they were, for whatever reason, this land was getting torn down. Well, cleared. I call it torn down.
At the same time, my favorite place.
I don't know all the details, but yeah, but today he posted. He was all excited. He got his deer. So nice. And he's got another trailer.
I saw he's got a new one coming.
And that trailer has a smoker on the back. So I'm excited for what he's about to do.
Yeah,
shout out to Derek with Smokeout Barbecue. I bought a whole pan from him. Like if he has overstock after a day, if he goes to business, he'll put up like one of those giant catering foil pan things.
Yeah,
of a hot mess. So it was like pulled pork, mac and cheese, and beans on just one giant pan.
Yeah,
I think I gave him $25 for it.
God,
dude, I ate on that. I ate lunch and dinner on that. Beth ate a few times on it, but it was like $25. We got like 10 meals out of it, 12 meals.
That's a lot of food.
Smoked pork too.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, it was so good. I ate that for like a week. It was awesome.
Oh, that would be great.
Anyway. So
yeah, my plan is to try to bag 2 deers next year. Like I'm not going to make it out this year. I don't have a rifle that I can use.
I don't either.
My archery skills are subpar.
A year and a half.
But I was talking to my neighbor the other day. She bought her fiance
her fiance. He's from overseas.
A 357 Henry lever action rifle. That's what we heard one day when we were outside.
Okay, that's the expensive way to do it. You can get other rifles. Now a lever action Henry is a sweet American made rifle.
Right, and that's what I want. It's $1,000.
Do it.
So and I already told Liz like that's. The plan is to get that with a Picatinny rail so I can put a scope on it and
do it. That'd be sweet.
That's going to be my hunting rifle.
I'll get a hunting rifle for deer and we'll go hunting.
That's fine. I mean, I'm just going to bait him in my backyard, so it doesn't matter. I'm not out for the game of tracking. Yeah. I'm just out for getting the meat and thinning the herd as the Ohio population needs. All right, so we're going to go ahead and dive right into our next one. We have one more bourbon to try. And this is everybody's creme de la creme.
It's like the staple, man. This
is what everybody hunts for. This is
the holy grail.
This is everybody's, for the most part, other than Pappy. If this is your daily drinker, this is everybody in Ohio.
I would say Blanton is the holy grail. Pappy it's next level because of the price.
Even
MSRP, Pappy's way higher.
It's $275 for the 23
versus 60 or 70 for Blanton's.
Well, and it's $70 for the 10-year.
For the Pappy 10 year?
For the Pappy 10 year, it's only $70.
Oh, so you're a little bit above Blanton's.
So Blanton's is $55 a bottle.
Yeah.
I have 3 bottles. I got them a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. So they've been sitting. They're just sitting in a box.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful box with a bag. This just happens to be out of one of the bottles that was open previous to these what I have left over, and I found it in one of my glass flasks. I did completely forgot that I even had it.
You literally, when we were down there, you went, "Oh, I have Blantons."
I got Blantons.
Well, it's funny because you mentioned Blantons. You said, "But I'm not opening those." I said, "Well, we can change that." And then you open your flask, and there was Blantons.
And there's Blantons. So I had
I've had Blantons before. I will say
we're both going into this with preconceived notions of what we think about it because we've already had it.
We've had it. I've not had it in a year and a half.
I probably haven't had it in about 8 months.
So it's been a while. And knowing everything I know about Blantons, when I got it, I had heard about it. I'd never had it. I had to get on a list. I'm not going to say where, but I got on a list. They called me. I was working as a commercial electrician out of town, and in the city I was in, they said we get X amount of bottles a month or a week or whatever, a month I think. Do you want to be put on the list? At the time I got put on the list, I was number like 84.
Okay.
They got like 4 to 6 a month.
Right.
When I got the call, hey, your Blantons is in. I was 45, 50 minutes away on a different job site. Many months later. They said, here's how we do it. You can either set up to get it within the next 3 days, and then it goes to somebody else on the list and you get dropped to the bottom, or you can just tell us now. And I said, no, I'll come get it.
Yeah.
I went there, paid MSRP, which I was happy with.
Yep. You walk out at $57 and some change, I think.
Yeah, it was like $60
or $62 or whatever it is.
And I had saved it for a long, long time, and then I'll use it for a few special occasions, and then I gifted a lot of it to people that I felt I should gift it to.
Yeah.
So to some very close friends, and I was impressed with it, but for all the crap I had to go through at the time, I kind of went, eh. Like if I could find Weller's Reserve on the regular again for $22 or 107 for 24 all day.
Right. I would take that over this. I haven't. So
I want to give it, for the sake of the show, I want to give it a fair shake.
We'll give it a fair shake.
For the price point, I will say if you're paying more than 60, maybe $70 for this, pass on it.
I would say, and I'll say the same thing. If you're going up to 70, I will say 75.
Yeah.
Only because if you're out of state, like Ohio's a controlled state.
Yeah.
The price is going to be what the price is going to be.
We're talking what we deal with here in Ohio.
Right. So if you're out of state and you see it, I've seen it up to $200, $250 a bottle. That is dumb.
No way I'd buy Blantons
absolutely
for $200.
stupid.
Never.
If I was out of state and I really wanted a bottle and I knew that I wasn't going to be back to Ohio to pick it and I wasn't able to get one, I might spend $75 on a bottle.
That wouldn't be terrible, but
if I couldn't find something else that was
that's
better.
What I was going to say. If you couldn't find a Virgil Kaine or any of the other plethora in that price range that we like.
So,
I mean, I like Eagle Rare, I think, over this stuff.
Well, it's all basically the same mash.
It's all from the same, and a lot of it's from the same distillery.
It's all from
Buffalo Trace.
Buffalo Trace.
Eagle Trace.
Eagle Trace. But so on the nose, and this comes from Breaking Bourbon in 2017 when they did a review of this. The one that the particular bottle that they did, this is what they got: fresh citrus wrapped in a spicy caramel and vanilla on the nose. And then on the palate, raisin, caramel, and orange. A little bit of spice on the back end, initial sweetness, and a floral hint is noticeable. I've never noticed a floral hint in anything we've had other than the 2-Bit Eureka Gold.
Yeah, I think that's the only one that, as far as the palate taste, I said this kind of tastes a little floral.
A little floral. And then the finish is spice on the back end, the palate fades away, burnt sugars, caramels, and vanillas take over. I can almost guarantee I won't taste almost any of that.
Yeah. Spicy caramel vanilla, maybe.
Like
the
I always catch toffee, caramel, and vanilla.
Yeah, the citrusy stuff we're not good at. The raisin, I've never ever noticed a raisin anything in any of.
I did a little bit on the Ezra, but
yeah,
I don't.
The floral one, I don't get. We're not professionals. We have not been trained. This is our opinions.
There are some of the shows that I listen to that do these.
Yeah,
and they come up with some of the most absurd tastes. Like, oh, I got some some super dark cacao chocolate with a raisin and toffee.
But who relates to that
Like,
crap?
who the fuck?
Who's sitting here going, this tastes like lavender with some chamomile tea
I don't
sipped
know.
on the seashore of Coaco.
Did you just
down in the
describe your
Bahamas.
Jefferson's Ocean Voyage 13?
Ooh, Voyage 3.
3?
3 is my favorite.
Whatever it was.
I wish I had 13 because 13 is my favorite number. But, yeah, I'd never get any of that floral or anything.
So I don't get the raisin and I don't get the caramel. I do get the slight burn, and I don't get anything floral. But the spicy palate is fading away, and I am getting the burnt sugar and the vanilla at the end.
This doesn't burn as hard as some of the others. It's very smooth.
It's very
I'll
smooth.
give Blanton's that. It's very smooth.
And this has been sitting in this bottle for every bit of 8 months, so it's probably slightly tainted. I mean, that's probably lead in that bottle anyway.
It's a glass bottle. It's not lead.
Well, it's glass, lead
It's
glass.
No, it's
It's
like,
stained glass bottle, dude.
No, it's probably
with a depiction of Jesus on it.
probably asparagus in there or something.
Your pee's gonna smell funny.
Yeah,
But-
it's very, very smooth.
Blanton's is very good. Don't get us wrong. Blanton's is good. Or don't get me wrong. I'm not going to speak for Randy. Blanton's is good.
It's very
but
good.
it's not worth the trouble to go find. Like, it is legitimately not worth the trouble to go stand in line at 6 o'clock in the morning waiting for the liquor agency here in Ohio, any one of them that says they have it.
Well, when they say they have it, they mean they have 4 bottles.
Right. But
Good
that's what I'm
luck.
saying. It's not
Yeah.
worth standing and getting to a store at 6
And then
a.m.
most
waiting
of
for
the
them
stores
to...
are going to mark it up because they know people will pay.
They're not allowed. In Ohio, it's all
Oh,
controlled.
yeah, in Ohio it's controlled. I've seen varying prices in Ohio depending on where I've been. Traveling like I have been,
They're not supposed to.
they're not supposed to, but I've seen
You
it.
can report that shit.
Yeah.
But,
I don't care enough. I don't
It's-
buy it anymore. I don't drink. I haven't been drinking it, so
like, the price across the board for Blanton's is listed on the OHLQ website. So if you're in a store and it comes up as a different price, you can easily
Right.
go, it should be this.
right.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I'm not.
but it's not worth the hassle of standing in line
Right.
and, 6 o'clock in the morning, you're number 9 in line. They only have 8 or 7 bottles. They open at 9 o'clock, and you're hoping that the 8 people in front of you aren't there for Blanton's as well. You're hoping
Right.
that at least 2 of them are there
Or
for
you're
tequila.
number 84 on a list.
Yeah. I mean, it's good.
The problem is the availability.
It's not worth it. And in
Again, here in
Buffalo
Ohio.
Trace creates that demand on themselves.
Yeah.
And they know it, but they bitch about it.
Well,
Like, they bitch about the demand that they create, and I don't understand that part. Now, there are other bottles of Blanton's I'd like to try, like the red, the black, the green, the gold.
yeah, I've not
White
had any of
label.
those.
I haven't had any of those, but I'm not going out of at one point in my life, my goal was to try to collect all the different bottles. But after going through and researching and what it was going to take to get some of that from Japan and some of that from Europe and get this bottle from here, it was going to cost me $30,000. Like, it was just going to be absurd because some of these bottles are going for $2,000 to try to get like a barrel pick or a barrel release that was only done for this company. It ends up being like a $2,000 bottle, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I gave up on that. I've given up on Blanton's altogether, and now I focus on just here's what I'd like to drink on a daily basis if I was drinking daily, and then focus on stuff that I can't get in Ohio at all, like Two Bitch or Catoctin Creek or Virgil Kaine's,
Right.
your E.H. Taylor. E.H. Taylor comes out of Buffalo Trace, but it's not really available in Ohio. It's good.
I've never had it.
Yeah, you have. We did it on the show.
I've had it once.
That's right. So, Blanton's, sorry, I'm going to give you a 1.5.
Ooh. Took a hit
It's
for the hassle.
It's availability on hassle.
I'm not mad at you.
It's a hassle. It's not worth the hassle. I
I'm
mean,
not mad at you at all.
I will
I was
gladly
just shocked.
I will gladly serve anybody up anything else I have other than Blanton's just because it's so hard to get. And that's why I haven't
Well,
opened
and
the other
here's
3
crazy
bottles.
thing. Virgil Kaine is from out of state. Not even sold here. Nobody here knows what it was.
Until
Some
I
people
started.
have been aware of it because you started, then we did this podcast.
Right.
Same with Two Bitch. Not even available here.
They're so
Until
much
recently,
better.
they weren't even available in more than one state.
No, they've moved to Arizona.
And they're phenomenal. And we rank those both very high.
Right.
And it's sad that Blantons in the state next to us we're putting such a hit on, but it's ridiculous the supply and demand created, and then the cost these bottles go for. Me, I've seen them resold for
I have
2, 3, 4 times what they're worth.
I've legitimately seen posts on the internet where a bottle of Blantons for $400.
That's stupid.
That's stupid.
And even if they get quote unquote talked down to 300, that's stupid.
That's not worth it. Like,
yeah,
that's like the guy when I was down in Florida a few years ago offered me a bottle of Pappy for $4,500. I'm like, there's no way I can get it. If I'm lucky enough to get it in the lottery, I can get it for $275.
Yeah.
Or I can get it online all day on the secondary market for $2,200.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Just pass on it.
Or just no.
Yeah, I don't get it. And I love that they put the mash bill as undisclosed on this. You don't even know.
Yeah.
Here's the sad thing. For $55, it's a phenomenal bourbon.
Absolutely.
But you can't get it anywhere.
You can't get it.
Unless you break into Martelle's home.
Please don't do that.
Dude, you got so many cameras around.
I know.
You got Diesel.
I mean, he sleeps.
Well, he's like me.
But
I'm going to give this one a solid, and I'm struggling here. I'm going to give it a 2. I want to stay at 2.
Okay. I mean,
due solely to availability and the price I usually see it at. I'm not talking about what the MSRP is. I'm not talking about what stores in Ohio should be selling it at. What it is normally priced at and the availability. If this was readily available and it was only $55, I'd easily give it probably a 4.
Yeah.
It's smooth. It's good, but I can't. Two size. I'm going 2 donuts, 2 out of 5. And Buffalo Trace Blantons, I wish I could rate this higher. I really want to, but when I factor this in our few 7 listeners, or 32 or however many we have, actually look for this stuff, they're not going to be able to find it. So I can't give this a high rating and suggest it to them.
No, and that's the thing. Like, when people need to remember, when we rate the whiskeys that we try, it's not based solely on taste. It is also on what the availability is.
We tried to disclose that. Taste-wise, fantastic.
It's fantastic. I would give it
4 out of 5.
I'd give it a 3.5 out of 5.
I'd give it a 4 out of 5
all day on this.
But overall,
2.
And you're at 1.5.
I give 2Bitch a better rating, and it's not even available in Ohio. And that's an even more limited availability than this is.
Yeah, well, it should be. Problem is, we got the 2Bitch way easier than we got the Blands.
Right. They were gracious enough to send it to me, and I know enough people traveling back and forth to Vegas that they can just pick me up a bottle.
Yeah, same with the Virgil
because
Kaine.
It's everywhere. Same with Virgil Kaine.
We can travel out of state and get Virgil Kaine at a good price.
So you
travel out of state, you still have a hard time finding Blantons at something respectable.
Yeah. So looking at the OHLQ website before we wrap this up, there is limited supply in Toledo. There is none available anywhere else in the state.
For Blantons.
For Blantons.
Yeah.
Like, there is nothing available anywhere. Like, how sad is that? Like, they create their
on the map.
No, they create their supply and demand, and they bitch about the fact that people are waiting in line to buy it.
And how much it's getting, like, stores are charging for it. Buffalo Trace puts out, here's what you should buy for each of our products.
Yeah, they put out a price, an MSRP.
And they get upset when people charge more.
Yeah, outside of controlled states. Like, Florida is an uncontrolled state.
Right.
So they just prices are whatever they are. And it's astronomical from when you go to one store to another store.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like the usual stuff, your Bullet, your Jack Daniels, those are all in line for the most part. But your Eagle Rare, like, I've seen a $20 difference in Eagle Rare. Well, granted, I was able to get a bottle at the price we have here in Ohio at $44.
The $20 difference from one store to another isn't, depending on what it is, isn't like a deal breaker. But
it's not a deal breaker. But when
$4,500 for Pappy or $200 or $400 for Blantons, that's dumb.
That's dumb. But even even the inconsistency in pricing. So like $20 may not be a big deal, but
It's
when
just
you
annoying.
go 3 blocks down the road and you hit the next liquor store and a bottle of Eagle Rare is what, $62 as opposed to $42.
Right.
That's a whole other bottle of something else that you can pick up for $20.
Yep.
So I don't know. That's just my opinion on it. I think they need to quit their bitching, maybe ramp up production or withhold production. Because they've done that before, and they did it on Eagle Rare for 1 year.
Yeah.
They withheld production because they weren't happy with it. And Eagle Rare is at least a 10-year. It says at least because it could be more.
That's a good one, too.
That is a very good one. And it's just as readily, I mean, the availability on Eagle Rare
You can't find it.
is Buffalo Trace, Eagle Rare, and Blantons are the 3 hardest ones to find in Ohio.
Actually, as I've been driving around, I've stopped at a few places and walked in and asked for the hard-to-find ones like Blantons, Eagle Rare, Buffalo Trace, Wellers.
Yeah, they'll
depending on
hide
the
them.
Wellers.
I mean, a lot of the
I'm
agencies
just
put
looking
them in
to
the
flip
back.
them, to be honest with you. I'm looking to find them at the MSRP and turn around and flip them when I come back home and make some money.
I mean, it's,
But if I can make $10-20, I will do that. But to not be able to find them or to find them hundreds or thousands of dollars over MSRP is crazy.
but
It's different saying, I found this, I drove it 2.5 hours home, pay me an extra $20 for it, and saying, I'm a liquor store, I got this ordered and delivered to me, it's $4,500 now.
yeah,
That's crazy.
that's insane. All right, we've gone super long on this show today,
Yep.
so we're gonna wrap it up. But we've gone almost 2 hours. Anyway, check us out on the Facebooks, the Instagrams, and the Twitters.
It's the Google Tweetstagram.
You can send us, we're everywhere. You can send us an email at buckhornpodcast@gmail.com. If you'd like to support the show, please like and share. You listen to the show, share the show. We got a video from Mo that we
Yes.
almost killed him. We almost killed Krista.
Yep.
I got a message to our Facebook page the other day from a friend of mine that I didn't even know she listened. That she listens when she works out as well. She likes the content that we're putting out.
It's really weird that people listen to us when they work out.
I know. So she listens when she's working out. She listens to the show. Just be careful. You're not like something doesn't click and you start.
Don't kill yourself.
Yeah, don't kill yourself with the heavy weights and the butt winks and the back squats. If you'd like to support the show as well, please, you can send us money at Venmo at Brandon.Martell through Venmo.
We need chairs.
Yeah, we need these thrones. Like we're the king of podcasting. Or maybe we're the queens of podcasting.
We are the king. I like how you said we and then it was singular.
We are the queen of podcasting.
Individually, we're worthless, but together,
we
are the king of podcasting.
are the best podcast out there. No one can beat us.
I listen to several other podcasts more than I listen to ours.
Yeah, same here. I don't even listen to ours because I listen to it so many times. But yeah, definitely, if you like if you like something we heard, did I just say that? If you like something we said or you heard something we liked, there we go. Share it. Just share it, post it up on your Facebook page, post it up on Twitter,
man.
post it up on Instagram. Get that repost app for
Yeah,
Instagram.
good luck
and share
quote
it.
Martell on Facebook. Wow. Let's see you type some of that out.
Jesus. Jesus. So with that, I'm Martell, he's Randy, and we will talk to you later.
Peace.
Pinkies up.